Hi Soul Fam, happy Tuesday this week. Apologies for the delayed video, but yesterday here in the US was a holiday. We had Labor Day, and usually those days don't really affect much in my schedule, but yesterday I celebrated a friend's upcoming wedding with her. So here we are today on Tuesday, and I hope that you had a beautiful weekend, a beautiful Monday. Let's dive into our tarot card reading for this week. We're gonna go ahead and connect energy as we always do. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Share with a friend if you feel like this would resonate with them. Working in the light and the highest for everyone here's greatest good and deepest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed and protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team. And each and every person who is here, welcoming their team forward, whether they're watching today, tomorrow, anytime that they found this video. Trusting that it found you at exactly the right time. And with that said, if you would like to receive these videos in real time every week, as mentioned, don't forget to subscribe. All right. This week, first week of September 2024. Planting seeds, planting seeds, planting seeds. There we go. Okay, so 3 cards, which I will get to in just a moment, but I want to share that message that was coming through the channel. Planting seeds, planting seeds, planting seeds. So this week, it's really important to, it's almost like as if we have harvested all of the things that grew in summer. We are cleaning up the garden and then deciding what we're planting next, okay? So coming into what we want to finish out, like essentially what we want to plant and grow for the next 4 months, and not just for the next 4 months, coming into 2025. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's going to be 2025. So coming into 2025. Now, while that is a little bit farther off, it's again, focus on the word seed. This does not mean that you need to have the success or the result or the end path, like the end thing that you want to have, but this is what you hope to be closing out the year in and welcoming in the new year, 2025, what we want to be welcoming in then. This could be a thing, this could be a goal, this could be an energy, this could be a number, this could be a place, like this could be a healed wound. This could be truly anything or a combination of all of those things. But right now, this week, right, this is where we're focusing. This week, planting seeds. So going to your metaphorical seed store and being like, okay, which ones am I planting? And they're saying no rush, but also thinking about what you're going to need in order to nurture those seeds. Right? So let's say there's a special fertilizer or a special something that you need in order to grow your specific thing, right? Your specific seed. So if we're expanding that out into our day-to-day, right? It's like, let's say one of my seeds that I want to plant is a little bit more of a structured schedule, very Virgo energy, but a little bit more of a structured schedule. So I feel like I can really be present when I am with my daughter, when I am with my husband, when I'm with my friends, and when I am in my work. Typically right now, the only place that I am really, really present is actually when I am in my work, because when I'm in the other places, I'm always thinking, oh, what about work later? Because I love what I do and I'm so grateful for that, but I don't actually feel like I have the set time to know that, like, okay, later I'm doing that. So when I'm in the other areas, the more personal areas of my life, I'm always like, okay, but when can I do that in work? And it's a little bit sad because, you know, I sometimes miss out on the more present moments in life over here, or the more personal moments in life here, because I'm thinking about that. So long story short, that was a personal example. For me, my seed is schedule and structure. So what I need then in order for my seed to grow is my childcare, a space to work, boundaries that I'm going to uphold myself. I'm kind of doing this real time with you, so I'm thinking this through, and I'm sure a lot will come up later as I sit and I do this process. But yeah, there's quite a few different bits and pieces that go into making sure my seeds will actually grow and I will be able to harvest from them. Okay, so that was just a very brief example. And sorry if I rambled a bit. I was doing that in real time with you, so my brain was kind of going. I will come back to that later. But this week, what are your seeds and what do you need to ensure that they actually root, grow, and you can reap the reward of the harvest? Okay? Okay, then we have our 3 cards here. First card. Oh, okay. I'll show you in a minute. I feel like I want to flip them. Okay. Wow. A lot of sword energy. Actually, all sword energy. So that's interesting because swords are typically swift action energy. This makes sense, especially as we're kind of in like the height of Virgo season, that we're kind of thinking, I gotta do this, we gotta get it done, we gotta go, we gotta this. It's like very do energy. And we have to implement change and we can't be afraid to do it. That's kind of the main theme here. We have to implement change and we can't be afraid to do it. First card here, 10 of Swords. This is death, endings. What needs to die? What do you need to kill off? What do you need to get rid of? Figuratively speaking only. I know you all know that, but I always have to say that. Figuratively speaking only. What do you need to kill? What needs to end? This also might be in the more, even though this is swords energy, swords are also about the intuition. So this is like on the soul self. What part of the soul self? What old stories? What old patterns? What old habits? Especially in like relationships or things that are coming up. We also have this really intense astrological event. I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know exactly what it is, but something about Pluto revisiting and like another upheaval in a 15-year cycle. Astrologers, hit the comments, please. Fill us in on the details. But I've been learning about that for myself because I'm a Libra, and apparently it's going to affect Libras and 3 other signs the most, but then everyone else is going to feel it as well. However, with that said, this is time for, it started on September 1st, so it's like this week we might feel this intense call to change. If you're not feeling the intense call to change things, you are probably going to feel triggered this week, and your triggers are the areas that need to be changed. This is not new guidance. We have been getting this guidance for months and months and months and months and months. But what I want you focusing on this week right now with 10 of Swords, it's really, I keep hearing old stories. What old stories need to die? What is not true for me anymore? And I'm also seeing that garden. What do you need to clean up in your garden, right? So the fallen leaves or the, I don't know, whatever it is that ends up in a garden bed or in the soil that needs to be cleaned up and churned up just like cleared out to make space for what's to come. Because we cannot have a rebirth, we cannot have the new until we make space for it, and therefore something has to go or things have to go. So 10 of Swords this week, they're like, there is no more time to hold on to stuff that isn't true for you anymore, that you don't want to be true for you anymore, or that is just taking up space and creating weight in the energy. It is just but it's not just going to go away. You have to kill it. You have to end it. So whether this is talking to a therapist and getting some support, working with someone like myself to do a cord cutting, or someone like myself to even identify like what are the things that I need to clear, what are the old patterns, talking to your partner about like, hey, these things keep coming up, like we need to change this, because if we don't change it, it's never going to change, and nothing changes if nothing changes. So this is just going to keep happening. These cycles are just going to keep happening. Okay, so paying attention this week to the cycles, the things that keep popping up but that are not true anymore, or that you don't want to be true anymore. Okay. Lastly, with this, inner child wounds, what does your inner child, what is it asking for, that it's been asking for your entire life? And how can you finally see that and nurture that, give it what it needs, and or ask for what it needs from those around you? Okay. This is how we're going to implement change. And it has to happen this week. It has to happen this week. I know it's scary. Spirit knows it's scary. 9 of Swords. I'm scared. I'm worried. I don't know. I'm anxious. I don't know. And some of you also, I can feel you're like, I don't even know what my things are. Frances is telling me like, I have to do something, but like what? Don't worry about it. The beautiful thing with this type of work is that you will know. If nothing is coming up for you, that's okay, as long as you're not ignoring it. Okay, but truly, if you're like, everything feels good, that's fine. I don't want you to like go digging. Contemplation is important and is really lovely, right? So if you could be like, what is an old cycle, or what is a pattern? Maybe I'm not experiencing it right now, but maybe this is the week for me in like a more level state to be able to examine that, because when I'm in the cycle, it's really hard for me to get to the core of that. Okay, so don't worry if you don't know what the thing is. And if you do know what the thing is, don't worry about trying to heal it. It's not too big. You can do this. It's not too big. 9 of Swords says everything is actually okay. This is all here for you. This is all here to help you move into, and I know I said this last week, and sometimes I get like the ick when I hear this because I'm like, oh, blah. But actually it's so true. The next level version of yourself, but you get to define what that is. And in order for that version of you to be born, something has to die, and we cannot be afraid of the unknown of who that version is. Okay? Your last card, I'm just listening. Your last card here, this is the Knight of Swords now, right? So this is like, let's start moving. Action and direction, forward, let's go. One foot in front of the other. But then 9 of Swords is coming up and being like, but I'm scared. I don't know. I don't even know really where I'm going, and I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'm supposed to be doing all this healing, but like healing in what? And it hurts to do that healing. I don't want to go back and do all this stuff. I have to uncover all this crap from my past. I don't want to do that. No. That's taking up space. That is not clearing out the garden. Instead, this is asking you to be brave, be the knight, charge ahead into the unknown, and or with the end goal in mind, right? So this is very much like separating forest from the trees. And sometimes we just have to like charge through the forest and not really pay attention to the trees specifically. And sometimes we really need to pay attention to the trees as to not smack ourselves into one, right? So see where you are on that. Do I need to focus a little bit more on my very next step so I can navigate around the trees? Or am I someone who's just going to get distracted by each and every tree? I know I want to make it through this forest. I'm going to find my end path and I'm just going to go, right? What that means for us here is some of you don't know exactly what you want or exactly what to change, but you do know that where you are is not it. And you do know how you want to feel over here. So if nothing else, I want you holding, I don't like the word holding on. I want you embodying that feeling that you want and making small micro changes in order to get toward that feeling and embody that feeling every single day. Some of you, you're going to do that and you might know exactly what needs to go and exactly what you want to be reborn into. For those of you who have that clarity, you're going to do what they already shared for everyone with the embody the feeling, and you're going to take your action steps on the path to get you towards the things, the feelings, the people, the experiences, whatever it is for you. What is very important for all of us to remember this week? There's going to be stress and anxiety and fear of the unknown. There's going to be stress and anxiety and fear of stepping into an uncomfortable, i.e. a new situation or version of self. There's going to be uncomfortability, stress, and anxiety around letting go of things that even though they maybe didn't feel good, we're used to it. So we're like, meh, it's fine. Just because it's fine doesn't mean it's good. In fact, fine is not good. Okay, so this week, I really want you paying attention to the idea of change, but empowered change, engaged change. I am the one that is clearing out, cleaning up my garden and deciding what seeds to plant. I don't know if they're gonna come into full bloom. Sometimes they don't, right? But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna plant them. And all I can focus on right now is planting them and knowing what I planted and hoping that I'm going to get my dahlia, my rose, my, zucchini, whatever it is that you're planting. But in the meantime, all you can do is nurture that seed one step at a time. Learning along the way. If things don't work, if you end up killing the plant, if it's not going the way that you wanted it to, or it's not providing for you the way you thought, try something else. We have to stop holding on to things that aren't working and or old stories that no longer serve the highest, widest, next level version of ourselves. Okay, so that's again where that inner child attention is going to be important. What did she need that she didn't get that I can give to her now? And or what did she allow her insecurities or her fears to get in the way? Like, how did she allow that to get in the way? And how can I rewrite that story for her now? Because that's just not true anymore. And I get to clarify what is true for me now. Sorry if you can hear a baby playing in the background. But again, this week, if I were to summarize in 3 words, it is kill off in order to be reborn. It's going to be scary, and that's okay. Charge into the fear of the unknown. Feel the fear and do it anyways, okay? Because it goes back to what they said before, nothing changes if nothing changes. And again, some of you, this might be very subtle. It might be feelings, it might be energies. Some of you, this might be huge changes, moving, quitting the job, relationship communication styles, personal development, money manifestation. It could be literally anything. But it really feels like a no excuses week anymore. This is like, remember last week they were saying Marie Kondo your life, and they were like, whatever sparks joy, we want that. This week they're like, babe, if you didn't do it, it's time to do it. It's like a little harsher and harder. We need that organization. We need the cleaning out to make space for the new. I'm not going to keep talking because I feel like I keep repeating myself in different ways, and your time is precious, so I want to be mindful of that. But again, fear is normal. Change is scary, but you have to do it in order to have the change you desire. Okay? Awesome. Please let me know how this resonated with you. I know that this was, I kind of feel like this might be the last week of this guidance because we keep getting similar guidance in different ways. But what I like about this is the energy changes every week. So last week was all about feelings, and it was like identify and get clear. And this week they're like, do it. Like, it's time to put the action in now. So with that said, make your calls, write your lists, check things off. Like, please put action this week, even if it feels a little bit scary. Any action is action too. It doesn't have to be a huge step. Tiny ones count too. Okay? Amazing. All right, everyone, please, again, let me know how this resonated in the comments. If you feel called to donate to the Love Jar, which is my PayPal donation box, I will leave the PayPal donation link in the description box below. Thank you so much for your generosity. That really helps me to show up with energy for you every week. If you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share with a friend. If you would like to purchase this tarot card deck, I will leave the link to do so in the description box. And lastly, if anyone is interested in a Reiki 1 training where you become your own healer, you can do healing on close family members, pets, plants, your home, your space, and of course yourself. I'm hosting a virtual Reiki 1 training on September 14th. It will be on Zoom from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is available to anyone worldwide. So I'll leave the sign up link below. You'll add your name and your email, and then you'll get an email from me with all the details, pricing, frequently asked questions, etc., etc. So if anyone is interested in Reiki 1 training and attunement, it would be my greatest honor to be your Reiki master. I'm sending so much love to all of you, and I will see you again next week.